Not Mitch Connor, Flying Squirrel. Link for part 1 is in the description. I got cut off there at the end. Basically, I was saying that these are Christians doing it and stuff. This is the first time I've looked into this fully. Caught it this morning. Didn't have enough time. Anyway, let's listen to the rest of the... what I was saying about Power Director here. I wasn't insinuating anything necessarily except for laziness and how stupid it looked on the fucking printout that the guy had about 20 seconds ago in this video. Let's go on.
The letter was delivered threatening violence and murder.
It wasn't your run-of-the-mill hate mail, you guys suck type of thing, but rather it was a very explicit threats of violence.
The rambling page-long letter from the, quote, patriot friends all over America declares war on all of Islam on U.S. soil, threatening terrible and untimely deaths for mosque leaders and their families, saying that Arizona has, quote, well-trained friendship groups that know where you live. The letter also threatens to burn down mosques with the congregations inside.
It's very disheartening for me. My children attend these mosques.
Christy Shabazz is with the Arizona chapter of the Council on American Islamic Relations, and she says because of the letter's expressed specific and unambiguous threats of violence, local police and the FBI have all been notified.
We definitely want our community members to be aware, to be vigilant, to report anything suspicious, and if at any time feel threatened, to call authorities immediately. But we do not want to discourage people from attending the mosque. We shouldn't let these letters give that satisfaction.
You want to watch the rest of the video and listen to this dipshit-looking guy talk about how they contacted the police and the FBI and yada yada, and how they said they were aware of the threats and stuff. Be my guest. Essentially, the point of that is, where's the article here? Now, this is Bare Naked Islam. This is the same website that links to fake fucking ISIS beheadings and acts as if they are real. Okay? And they're basically saying here that the Muslims, are doing a sort of false flag kind of thing here. Okay? They're saying that they're being threatened when in fact they're writing the fucking threat letter themselves kind of thing. Okay? That's essentially what they believe. And this article here is the other end of that, but they add their little annotations like, oh, here we go, free speech equals incitement of Muslim terrorists, which, yes and no. That's a subject I'm going to get into here soon, okay? See, I noticed something, and I don't know if anybody's seen this South Park episode called Super Best Friends. I believe it was season 5. It was the same season where they did the episode Osama bin Laden has farty pants, but they split their seasons up, like, do one half in like the spring, one half in the fall, okay, fall, winter. And the Super Best Friends, which they actually showed Muhammad and did not censor him, was done prior to 9/11. I'm gonna show this in a future video. And when they censored him in the Cartoon Wars episode, that was what, like 06 or something. And then episode 200 and 201, season 12-ish or so, they also censored Muhammad and made a big old joke of it and all that. What I'm getting at here is a question that I kind of posed in passing once previously in a video, which is this. Is the depiction of Muhammad actually mentioned in the Quran? Is it actually an insult to the Prophet, as this thing says here? Or is this some sort of contrived thing that started after 9/11? To be quite honest, I don't know the answer yet. And I'm going to find the answer. And then I'm going to share it on YouTube. Alright. Now we're coming to this. This is from May 28th, so a day before. Louder with Crowder, the website. And this is what's his face is John Ritzheimer's Facebook post, Round 2, this will be a peaceful protest in front of the Islamic Community Center in Phoenix, Arizona. This is in response to the recent attack in Texas where 2 armed terrorists, he can't spell very well, with ties to ISIS attempted jihad. Everyone is encouraged to bring American flags and any messages that you would like to send to the known acquaintances of the 2 gunmen. This Islamic Community Center is a known place that the 2 terrorists frequent. It's terrorists, fucker. People also encouraged to utilize their, another misspelled word, Second Amendment right at this event, just in case our First Amendment comes under the much anticipated attack. Bring your guns, just in case our free speech is, May 29th, this is when they normally host a large prayer. Barkers will meet at the event. There will be a cartoon contest. The winner will be announced at the rally. No food vendors because we don't want it to turn into a carnival and don't want littering, basically. There'll be no after party. Thanks for all your support. Despite the assurances that the protest will be both peaceful and lawful, the organizers are already receiving credible threats, in quotes, of course. John Ritzheimer posted late Thursday afternoon. Credible threats being made and now having to move my family into hiding. Real nice, Islam. Thanks for showing your true colors. I've not made any threats, nor do I condone any threats. I've been preaching peace this whole time, and once again, Islam shows its lack of tolerance for others' freedom. I will say that I think this cartoon contest is completely stupid, but this is all to show you what Islam is about. The only one threatening with violence and that has a track record of it is them. Rally going on as planned. Not completely true. Now, once again, I think this guy might be legitimate in what he believes, but he doesn't realize that he's practicing the psychological practice of cognitive dissonance. Okay. The only one threatening with violence and that has a track record of it is them. The fuck? Afghanistan war, Iraq war. Jesus Christ. I hate autoplay and automatic refreshing. Sorry about that. I had to pause there. Anyway, Afghanistan and Iraq, come on. Those were not just wars. Afghanistan was built on the lie of 9/11, and it was all about fucking getting oil pipelines in there. They put them in there the fucking week. Was it the week after? I mean, over 10 years ago now, like almost 15 years ago, and I can't remember exactly the frickin' date, But Iraq as well, instantly putting oil pipelines in there. Large corporations are doing it. Don't forget General Smedley Butler and his essay War is a Racket. If you've never read it, I suggest you go read it if you don't understand these things, okay? Where he says he was basically a corporate puppet and that all the frickin' wars between World War I and World War II that he was being a main player in and planning them, he was basically doing them for corporations. Not for freedom, not to protect the freedom of America, but for corporations to make fucking money. Okay? This whole protecting democracy thing has been a fucking scam from the start. But, that's the way the world is. Anyway, let's see. Now, I've seen a lot of counterexamples that Islam is all about this fucking violence bullshit, okay? And we'll see about the depiction of Muhammad thing. But there's a lot of counterexamples to it, Like I'm not an expert on Islam, but this is a narrative that has been around for a while, and it sure appears to be a false narrative, at least in part. Now, the day before, 378 had RSVP'd and attending with 125 listed maybe. Clearly a lot more showed up as far as the photos showed, which are not on this actual link. This one could be used against them, though, because Ritzheimer said that he let the mosque know we're coming to their doorstep and we're going to be there utilizing our First Amendment. We'll be ready to protect it with our Second Amendment. And going back to the video and the threat thingy, some could try to, twist that on them, and be like, yeah, well, this is what you sent us kind of thing. There'd be an opportunity to do that anyway. This basically mirrors that whole thing right here. Now, he says he's just expressing his free speech, but fuck Islam, which fuck literally is a German word literally meaning strike, much like rebuke. and or two strike. But yeah, still, that's the American usage of that word. That's a pretty extreme thing, since, I mean, it's not all of Islam. This is even on record. I mean, fuck, dude. Muhammad actually made a treaty with Christians back in, what, the 7th century AD, that he wouldn't fuck with them. He did have an extreme hatred for Jews, from what I understand, though. Even more extreme. Yeah, this just mirrors that crap. I don't know, maybe this is a controlled event or whatever, but I think this guy actually believes in what he's doing, but is just misinformed about things, and a dumbass flag-waving Marine. I don't mean to say that all Marines are dumbasses. I do respect anybody who actually thinks that, goes into military thinking that they're doing it to defend the country, to defend the people, to defend freedom and shit. I respect that motivation. It doesn't mean they're not wrong about their assessment of what they're actually doing. That's the interesting thing about benevolent motivations, is that benevolent motivation can be harnessed by someone who is malevolent and used for an actual evil purpose. Look at fucking Hitler. Look at World War II overall, for fuck's sake. Hitler on his side, and he had much of the German people behind him. I mean, he even had Americans behind him before he started invading Poland. I mean, he was Time Magazine's Man of the Year for what, like 1933 or something? And, he ended up obviously using it for evil. And then, and the Milgram experiment connects into that. If you're not sure what that is, look into that. You might recognize it from the beginning of the movie Ghostbusters, or it's a little off of it, but very similar what they're doing there. But as well as on America's side, where, well, Wall Street in America was funding Hitler, and America through World War II, though, they're stopping this horrible threat. And at the same time, that was a springboard for the launching of a global government, which started after World War I with the League of Nations, then turned to the United Nations. Not to mention, they didn't need to use the nuclear bomb. Japan was already ready to surrender. If that was even real, I honestly don't know. I've seen nuclear bombs are another subject, okay? But then Operation Paperclip, where they went and they grabbed all the Nazi scientists and top military guys and shit that weren't gonna go to the Nuremberg trials, and employed them. Along Britain also worked with them, and some of them went to Russia. And then they used these super evil fucks to create the MK Ultra program and NASA. But the overall point of what I'm trying to say here is, I'm going to reiterate it, is the Americans and the allied nations and the soldiers that were fighting in that war, they were, they had benevolent motivations. Yeah, they were doing it for evil, and they didn't know it. Same with the German people and the Axis nations, okay? They thought they were benevolent, but really the overall goal was evil. And this principle that I'm laying out has so many more applications than just like war and shit, take some people with like some strange beliefs. Well, I bet you those people with some strange beliefs that you might even call crazy, they actually have benevolent intentions behind those beliefs, those expressions that they make, Maybe they're good. Stupid shockwave. Maybe the end result is good or bad, That's potentially completely subjective. But they have good, most people, except for probably the psychopath, have good intentions behind what they do, even if there's, delusion involved in it. And sometimes there is, and that's why, condemnation is not exactly a productive thing to do. And that includes with this guy, at this point anyway. But like I said, I'm open to other viewpoints, other evidences.